Welcome to Top Notch TV, a paragon of excellence. Today with you is Tr.Risper from PCEA KIKUYU High School, a teacher of English and Literature, an examiner, as well as an author. And I also have the pleasure of having a colleague with me, Teacher Emis Njabani from Alliance Girls High School, a teacher of English and Literature, an examiner, as well as an author. We have been having different episodes on the plot analysis. We have covered as far as the first scene of Act 4. As you're getting into today's episode, we shall be going into scene 2 and scene 3 as well, bringing to a close our plot analysis. Welcome, Teacher Emis, as she takes us through our plot analysis. Welcome.
Thank you, Tr.Risper. Welcome, our learners. So we are looking at Act 4, scene 2. And it's a continuation from the previous episode where we looked at a meeting between Jaden as well as Mayor Mosi and Bembe, where they actually gave him it was more like intimidation and a threat on the things that they expect him to do, or else they're going to expose him in the Samaritan. So our previous section, we also learned from Tr.Risper that Jaden actually invited Mr. Avesta so that he can actually assist him in getting a way forward and how to get him out of the dilemma that he was in, because he realized that if we prosecute the Ramdaya's team, then in simple, he's also prosecuting himself. So they agree. In the previous scene, Tr.Risper told us that they agreed that they are going to have a meeting with both parties present, the conflicting teams, that is Mayor Mosi's team and Honorable Amdaya's team, to come up with a solution. So this scene is set on the same chambers of Principal Judge Jan Jaden, as well as it's on a morning, on a Wednesday morning, and the meeting is now chaired by Judge Jaden, and the members of the two rival teams are present. We have Mosi and his team, as well as Basdeo and his company. They are all present, and the meeting is being chaired by Jaden. So Jaden calls the meeting to order, and he says that he had actually invited both parties so that they can have a talk and agree on the way forward on how to solve the issues that have been brought about by the Samaritan app. So Mosi says that actually everyone has a different view on what the problem is or what the issue is about. So Mosi says that the main problem that they are facing is that Ramdaya and his team are trying to pass a vote of no confidence on him, and that is the major team. Semo says that the problem is not the vote of no confidence, but the problem is Mosi's refusal to allow the allocation of the budget. Yeah, remember Semo had suggested that they can actually allocate the budget where they can say they need money to clean the municipality, because there was a lot of garbage lying in the municipality, but Moses says that he cannot do that. And that is what led to the split between the two now parties. So Semo says that is actually what the problem is. Avesta says that the problem is the Samaritan. So Avesta agrees with Judge Jaden. Remember, they had a meeting earlier on, and they both agreed that the problem is team, not fight each other. Bembe says that the problem is not the Samaritan, but the kids or the students who came up with the Samaritan. So if they want to do the Samaritan, then they should handle the kids and not the application itself. Basdeo says that the problem is that some of the members present there had skeletons hidden in the closet. So he thinks because he has not mentioned anywhere in the Samaritan that he is safe. So he's talking about, you people have skeletons in the closet. And that is why you're talking, the way you are talking. Until now, he is also reminded that he also has what? A skeleton in the name of the grain scandal. So Semo and Ted are speaking the same language. They say that they need to have a reallocation of the budget so that they can get money to fight corruption, or to fight Samaritan. It's actually a corrupt way of fighting the Samaritan, because they want to pay off all the people that are involved in the Samaritan, but they want to use public funds. So Mosi refuses to go with the idea. So he had initially refused, but he still refuses, saying that he cannot go with that idea because it's like, as much as he's trying to fight a problem, if he agrees to say Mosi's idea, he's going to create more problems for himself by misappropriating what? Public funds. So he refuses to do that. So now actually someone points out that the municipality is on the spotlight. From the judiciary itself, as well as the Minister for Local Government, who had suggested that he wants to visit the municipality on matters to do with the Samaritan and find out what is going on in the municipality. So they come up with solutions, and most of these come from Judge Jaden, the solutions to fight now the problem. He says that he has thought of a solution to the problem. So everyone listens to him. He says that they can pretend to prosecute Semo and his team. That is Semo, Ted, Pastel, and Ramdaye. So because he's sitting on the chair of justice, he can pretend. To the public, it will look like a real prosecution, but amongst themselves, it is what? A pretense. So they are going to pretend that they are going to prosecute them, and then they are going to look for crimes to accuse them of, and then also going to look for friendly people whom they are going to pay off so that they can go as witnesses and say whatever they instruct them to say. But it will look on the, according to the public eye, it will look like they are being prosecuted for the accusations that have been leveled against them in the Samaritan. So he says that they're just going to play, it's like a game. So that it can look like they're doing something about the accusations. He also says that he'll be the one to determine the case. He is going to either determine in their favor or keep on postponing or adjourning the case until further notice. So you keep on saying that, no, we are going to postpone the case until to next year. So it will be in court, but with nothing being done about it. So people are not trusting in this meeting. No one wants to trust the other. So Bebe says that actually is apprehensive. It doesn't sit so well with him about being taken to court. Ted says that he cannot trust Jaden. What if he dies? What will become of their case? So they don't trust him, and so they all do not agree to the idea. So Jaden says that he has a second idea. He says that he can have someone launch a case and argue that the app is infringing on the right of privacy for other people. And then he says that they can keep on appealing. So someone will say the app is infringing on the rights of these leaders by exposing their personal affairs. And then people can keep on appealing and appealing. And so the case will be in court, but nothing is happening or nothing is being done, and they still have their freedom. So they also don't buy that idea. Doesn't look like something that is doable or that can work in one way or the other. No one wants to have their names dragged to court. So they look for an alternative idea. So that's when now Basdeo comes up with an idea. He says, instead of taking all this to court, we can solve it down here amongst ourselves and involve the teacher. He says that he has an idea of going to talk to Nicole. Moses says that we have tried all that. We have tried being nice to her. We have tried talking to her. We have even tried intimidation, but none of that has worked. So Basdeo says, no, we are not just going to talk. We are actually going to get into politics of power. So he says that we can offer Nicole a position in the municipality, a position of a choice in the municipality. That way, she's going to be one of us. So there is no way she can be fighting us if she's one of us. So they plan to go to school, offer Nicole a position in the municipality, a leadership position in the municipality. And then now it's like they're going to pretend or try to lie to her that she's going to have that position to help them man the Samaritan. But the truth is they want to
get rid of it
by winning her to their side in such a way that she'll be in a dilemma. You can't fight people who are on your side. So they agree that that is actually a good plan, and they should all of them go to school. Instead of calling Nicole to the headquarters, they should all of them go to school, talk to Nicole and persuade her to take a position of a choice. So Judge then suggests that they should carry a box of chocolate for Nicole. You see, she's a young girl and girls love chocolate. So a box of chocolate for Nicole. But Mosi says that it will actually make the situation worse. I think Mosi is talking in reference to the time that he went to see Nicole and he offered her money. And Nicole actually threatened to post it in the Samaritan that Mosi was trying to bribe her. So Mosi says that it's not a good idea. It's going to make things worse, and Nicole will never accept the box of chocolate coming from them. So Mr. Avesta is also told to call the principal, the school principal, and inform her that they were on their way to go talk to Nicole. So all of them decide to go to school, and Judge Jordan is appointed as the spokesperson once they get to school. So that's the end of the second scene of Act 4. So the cue back to you so that you can proceed with the last scene.
Yes, thank you. We are coming to a close of the play, and we're now getting into Act 4, Scene 3. That is the last scene we are dealing with. And the last scene, which is Scene 3 of Act 4, it is taking place at the principal's boardroom in Sagrada Secondary School. And as you're meeting the principal, as the scene opens up, we see that the principal is pacing up and down, and she is breathing heavily. It is like something is on her mind. And then as the principal continues with this act of being apprehensive, we hear that, we read that there are some footsteps that can be heard in the corridor. And then who is coming over? We see that it is Nicole who has come to the principal's office. As my colleague was ending, she said that they had called the school and informed the principal that they were coming in to see Miss Nicole. And after she has been welcomed, we see that the principal has made it very clear that she has tried to protect Nicole and also the position of the school, but now she is getting fed up. Nicole's attempt at apologizing, Nicole now feels she has put the principal, Miss Narine, into an unfavorable position. She goes ahead, tries to apologize, but the principal goes ahead and tells her, I am not your secretary, neither am I your maid. I'll not be receiving calls always talking about issues to do with you, Nicole. She goes ahead and she's giving, she's an older woman, she's giving Nicole some piece of advice. She's telling Nicole, why couldn't you conform? Why don't you just join? If you can't beat them, why don't you join them? And she uses the example of a proverb. She tries to reinforce her message using a proverb. She says, the bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists. The bamboo that bends proves to be stronger than the oak that receives the oak tree. In other words, that is what I'm talking about. She's asking Nicole to just agree with what these people are asking of her. And as usual, Miss Narine is not willing to get involved with any discussions to do with this. And now there's something about these people were in different pacts, different sides. The one of Ramdai and the other one of Meamosi. But then we look at the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Now they've had the same enemy in the Samaritan. Therefore, they had no option but to join forces. We see Miss Narine ushers them in. After ushering them in, as usual, she excuses herself and she gives the excuse of she needs to go and see to the smooth running of the school. She further advises the guests, together with Madame Nicole, I wish that you people could come to a consensus. I wish you people could settle the matter, because your ever-presence coming into the school time and again is proving to be a disturbance to the smooth running of the school. Then as Miss Narine has left, we are looking at what are the contents of the conversation that takes place. The conversation, first of all, these people, we've already been told they want to compromise Nicole. They want to pull her to their side. First of all, they start by pretending they owe her an apology. For example, we're looking at Inspector Bembe. He apologizes to Nicole for the arrest and attempted prosecution. Meamosi goes ahead and he adds in that it was nothing personal. How can it not be personal yet? You're even making someone spend a day in their cells. At the same time, you are accusing her of something she did not do. Then there was something about a bribery that could have been symbolic of the chocolates. And Ted is the one who attempts the bribery. He offers Teacher Nicole, Miss Nicole, golden ring. But Miss Nicole declines. She is incorruptible. She declines, saying she does not put on rings. Therefore, you see that to their plan, it's like they meet a wall with Nicole refusing to conform. Then Basdeo, the opposition leader in the municipality, is the one now who comes up with their real intention. You know, they had already discussed, we are about to compromise her by giving her a position. Therefore, Basdeo, first of all, cites that they need to make the necessary changes for a better running of Maracas municipality. And according to him, you know, they already know Nicole's position. She is for the idea of the Samaritan. Now they're pretending they have realized where they had made a mistake. Samaritan has brought to their attention how much they have messed, and that can be found on page 133. Then Justice Jaden goes ahead and he questions the role that Nicole would love to play in the new changes. And what does Nicole tell him in as a reply? She says, "It is my civic duty to enhance transparency." According to her reply, if only you people could run things smoothly with a lot of transparency, I think I'll be okay. But then there's someone, Basdeo. Basdeo is also power hungry. Away from the issues that are on the table, he keeps citing that they need to do something called power sharing. They'll even create something of a new office that he will become the co-mayor. And as he's talking about the co-mayor, he makes it very clear that he'll not be as powerful as Mayor Mosi, but then he will be somewhere. Now they're creating a new position. There is Mosi, there is still co-mayor, and there will still be the deputy mayor. That is a lot of offices that still burden the taxpayer. They even intend to bribe her, offering her a position within the municipality as the director general, after which she will sign a contract. You know, once you append your signature, it is now compelling you to even join their side, as they had decided earlier that we are going to offer her a position of her choice. But already they have decided the position will be director general. Yeah. But then Nicole says the satisfaction can only come from intrinsic change. Mm. If people can change from within, the Maracas municipality will be better. I do not see the need of offering an office. I do not see the need of creating more positions, more offices. This one will only burden the taxpayers. She further advises them to obey the rules as stipulated by the maker. But then you see that Simo is getting critical. He says he didn't know that they were coming for a sermon. Mm-hmm. Over here, he feels like, why are you preaching to us? And then Nicole, we've always, before we had said, she is someone that you can attribute a character of being religious. Even as she is trying to reinforce her point, she ends up being elusive. She alludes to the biblical story of the dry bones. She's talking about Maracas municipality, the way it is in a mess, can be compared to the dry bones that can be given life again. If they now just embrace accountability, it is similar to the dry bones that can be given life once more. As they reach that juncture, we see that there's two students in the name of Alvita and Montano. They are people who really appreciate Madame Nicole, and they come bursting into that office, and they are worried for their teacher. When they saw some people that looked like law enforcers, they were very sure the officers had come to school because of the issue with the Samaritan, and it will land our teacher into a lot of problems. Now they're even telling the teacher, let's abandon the activities of the Samaritan so that you can save our teacher. But then what happens is that Miss Narine, the principal, is also behind these law enforcers, and she ushers them into the office. And the name of that person who has come, he introduces himself as Officer Tajo. And Officer Tajo is from the Anti-Corruption Bureau. The activities of the Samaritan, Samaritan is about whistleblowing on the wrongdoing. It has got to the attention of the Anti-Corruption Bureau. And now the Inspector Tajo has come in order to arrest these people who are propagating the corruption and bring them to book. He wished to escort them to the headquarters of the anti-corruption investigations to clarify a number of issues. And what happens when these people hear that they need to clarify a number of issues? They end up trying to escape. Even one of them is hiding under the table. But then, as they try to escape, we see that they are cornered, handcuffed, and led outside. They are being taken to the headquarters of the anti-corruption. They need to answer to charges. As the play is coming to an end, we see that Alvita notes that one cannot escape from the consequences of their action. Whatever you're doing, especially when it is the wrong thing, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but finally you need to pay for your actions. And that brings to a close our play, where we see that good will always win over evil. That is the end of the plot analysis to do with the Samaritan. And from us over here, it is, until next time, it's a goodbye. We meet later on as we shall be tackling themes.
Yes, press that subscribe button. Bye.